Welcome to Locke Loses at Pokémon. Today we are going to be looking at the Dark Hammer theme deck. This is the deck that you will see most people playing in the ranked theme deck format, and with good reason. This is probably bar none the best, most consistent theme deck that has ever been made. Its consistency is owed to its amazing support line. We begin with Karina. Karina allows you to search your deck for a fighting Pokemon and an item card, and no other theme deck in the game allows you this level of tutoring, and we run 2 of them. We also run 2 copies of Professor Sycamore, which is one of the best draw supporters. So, between 2 Karinas and 2 Sycamores, we already have excellent draw consistency in this deck. Add to that 1 Pokemon Center Lady for healing your best Pokemon when everyone else is relegated to potions for half the damage. A pair of roller skates, not unlike everybody else has for draw support. 2 Professor's Letters to fetch energy. 2 energy switches to move energy from damaged Pokemon onto new attacking Pokemon, and an Evo Soda, which allows you to search your deck for an evolution and play it. This is just an amazing support line for this level of play. So what about the Pokemon? Well, the Pokemon in this deck are not the best in the theme deck format, but they are pretty good. Our primary attacker is going to be Pangoro. Pangoro's sweeping ability is Hammer Arm. This attack does 80 damage for 3 energy, which is pretty good and consistent for the theme deck format. We get Pangoro from evolving Pancham, which we can either do honestly, or we can do it the first turn we can attack by using his attack Bad Influence evolution. If you have an energy of any type on him, and you have a Scraggy, or its evolved form Scrafty, on your bench, then you get to search your deck for Pangoro and play it on top of him. So we can, between our support line and our very good basic Pokemon, we can consistently get our primary attacker out very quickly. Additionally, we have one of my favorite basics, Hitmonlee. For 1 energy, his attack Stretch Kick allows you to do 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. There are very few Pokemon in the theme deck format that will allow you to do damage to the bench, and so Hitmonlee is very valuable here. Additionally, as if this deck were not consistent enough, we have a copy of Landorus, whose attack Shout for Power allows us to attach basic energy from our discard pile to one of our benched Pokemon. And every theme deck has a Stage 2 evolutionary line, and ours is one of the best. It is the Machamp evolutionary line. It's a 3-2-1, pretty standard for theme deck evolutionary line, but his ability, Fighting Fury, lets all of your fighting Pokemon do 20 more damage to the opponent's active Pokemon, and its attack's not bad. The Machamp Crush for 3 fighting energy does 80 damage, and then reduces damage coming back to him. So either Machamp or Pangoro is a very effective sweeper. Additionally, on the attacking side, we have a 2-2 evolutionary line for Licky Licky. Licky Licky has 2 very annoying attacks. The first is Knock Off, does nice, easy 50 damage, and discards a random card from your opponent's hand, which can eat Stage 1 and 2 evolutions out of his hand while he's waiting for basics to evolve onto, which is very annoying, which cripples his ability to turn the game back around. And also Lickichop, which does 60 damage for a very greedy 4 energy, but it can do a pretty good amount of damage depending on your luck with the coin. You get to flip until you get tails and does 30 more for each heads. So, pretty solid. Other evolutionary lines we have are a 2-2 evolutionary line of Mienfoo and Mienshao. Mienfoo's not really worth looking at, but Mienshao does 40 damage for a single basic energy, which is very energy efficient for this format. And its Arrow Turn allows you to return it and all cards attached to it to your hand. So it can take some damage, and then you get to return it and the energy attached to it back to your hand and play it again during your next 2 turns. A lot of people underestimate this card. Don't. It is good. We have a 2-1 evolutionary line of Makuhita, which is okay for a basic Pokemon, good beefy 80 hit points, and Hariyama, which will do pretty standard. We're seeing 80 damage for 3 energy on her Rocket Slap, but she's really good against fire and water Pokemon, reducing their damage by 30. There really isn't in this deck any wasteful Pokemon. The closest we have is the 2-2 evolutionary line of Scraggy and Scrafty. Scrafty can do some pretty good damage if you can get 2 of our 6 Dark Energy, which is not easy to do in this deck. Can do some pretty good damage. Statistically speaking, he is going to do about 100 damage worth of damage once you use him, but then he's going to confuse himself. But that is not really the worst thing in the world. There are theme decks with a lot worse Pokemon to be running. So this is the best deck in the format. You can see why. It's just consistent from start to finish and not a whole lot of waste. So let's go take it out for a spin and see how it works in action. Okay, we have an opponent, and our opponent is on Resilient Life, the Xerneas deck. That may cause us a little bit of trouble, because Xerneas has Dark Resistance. This is an interesting beginning. We can either start with Machop or Pancham. Yeah, let's start with Machop. We can evolve him into Machoke fairly quickly and put Pancham on the bench. I would like to see if we can get a Scraggy. Oh crap, why didn't Pancham go on the bench? I guess I didn't select it properly. Alright, we begin with a Fairy Garden, so any Pokemon with Fairy Energy can retreat for free. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and put the Pancham on the bench that we meant to last turn. Get an energy on Machop. Get some more fighting energy. Machop is weak against Psychic, which might be a problem. And do a quick 10 damage. Well, no we won't, because Phantom, as a ghost, has fighting resistance. This is not a great start for us. And we get a random card shuffled into our deck. Alright. So we have our Scraggy. Get a Machoke down. And we'll beat down for now. And then we are going to retreat Machoke next turn and get Pancham up and get a Dark Pokemon down, which Phantump is weak against. Oh, another Pancham. Nice. Alright, we are going to retreat Machoke. Get Pancham up. And use our Bad Influence Evolution to get Pangoro. Now Pangoro has 20 points of Psychic resistance, so that hook's only doing 10 damage now. I'm a little bit more concerned about the Astonish because we had a 50-50 shot of losing our energy and not being able to do anything with Pangoro, but don't hose us, don't... Ah, we got hosed. Alright, so for now we're going to play Licky Tongue and play a Scrafty so that Astonish can't do anything to us. And for now, we basically are in top deck mode. Welcome to Theme Deck. Not energy. Not an energy, but a Machamp. That's not bad. If If we can just get a single energy, we can one-shot that Phantump. Well, we just have to wait for one of our many great supporters or top deck an energy. That is not it. Whirlipede. We're not concerned about Whirlipede, we're concerned about Scolipede. Landorus next. Alright, finally an energy. Let's get rid of Phantump and start sweeping. Now, we've already taken 40 damage, which I'm not pleased with. Xerneas can... yeah, even with resistance, Xerneas can now one-shot Pangoro. Unfortunately, them's the breaks. Ooh, but he doesn't have the Fairy Energy. Unfortunate for him. Alright, let's evolve Pangoro the honest way. Get an energy down and do 60 damage, unfortunately because of Xerneas' resistance, and we'll discard a Dodrio off the top of his deck. So, did he draw energy this turn? If he did, then things are looking good for him. If he did not, things are looking good for me. I would love to see a Pokemon Center lady right now. Let's put this energy on Landorus so that we can start fishing energy out of our discard pile in a little bit. Ooh, he would have top decked that energy. Ah, Super Potion. That's going to buy him one more turn. Decided to retreat Xerneas, okay. Go ahead and sweep Doduo. Get a card for our trouble. A fairly useless card, but a card nonetheless. Alright, now we have to wait until he either gets an Aromatisse or... Alright, let's see what Roller Skates does. Oh wow, we actually get to draw some cards for once. That is a nice change. I'll do it again. I swear the coins are even luckier with this deck. Alright. I think we are good for now. If he has Fairy Energy or an Aromatisse, he will finish off Pangoro next turn, but that is fine. Oh, there went Aromatisse. That's a lucky break for us. Now, he didn't get what he needed, so he conceded. So, you see how even with not a particularly optimal set of draws, this deck is consistent and just really, really good in this format. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.